And for years now, the I-Team has investigated a lot of complaints involving HOAs and how they use their power, but we've never seen anything quite like this.
Yeah, so the woman in the mugshot right here wanted us to tell you her story, and she wanted us to show you her mugshot. She was arrested and spent a week in jail for what started out as an HOA complaint over her lawn.
I feel humiliated about the whole thing, you know, like I kind of got my head down because this is so embarrassing.
And you could tell she's like real
investigative
emotional
reporter
because like her
Adam
voice
Balser
is like
revealing
shaking and
how
everything. That's
she
crazy.
wound up behind bars and caught up with the HOA's attorney to ask about his involvement.
And of course, it's a white guy.
This is what they were showing in
Whatever
court,
it
like
is.
pictures
Yeah.
of the brown grass.
Yep.
The grass isn't always green in Irina Green's yard, thanks to a big tree that you can see in this drone video, and a drought that led the county to impose watering restrictions last year didn't help.
Looks like you got some pieces of sod here.
Green says her yard is far from the worst in Riverview's Creekview subdivision.
If you drive around my neighborhood, you'll see there's plenty of yards that are not up to par.
But so far, she's the only homeowner to actually go to jail for failing to keep her yard up
And
to
she probably
her
the only black
HOA
person in
standards.
the HOA too.
It all started with notices from the HOA's management company.
And it went from the grass being ground to, you know, there's a dent in my garage.
Dents too small to see from the road.
That was a part of my court case.
Green was also cited for having a dirty mailbox covered in mildew due to shade and moisture from that same tree.
I would assume you could probably clean that whole mailbox in a few minutes, right?
Like, I don't get it.
For having a car
You
note.
pay to be in an HOA. Why don't they have people that go out and do that for you? I mean, if it's because I get it, you know, that with the HOA. I mean, I can't relate, but with the HOA, it's like, okay, yeah, sometimes you don't get to everything, you know. I think that it's equally, she should have knew better. She should have knew better being in the HOA. And this is 2 weeks ago, so this was recent that this happened. This is recent, but she should have known better. I'm not just fault her because it's not okay to treat people like that. I mean, I think that if the HOA really, if they really wanted it to be pristine and everything cookie cutter and everything, then they should have had someone to go around and do that. Why am I doing all, like, that's just extra. It's just so extra. I just don't get that. Let's just continue.
And judge rejected. Green appeared at the hearing.
And the
last
judge
July,
didn't
in
even
which
the judge didn't
gave her an
even want to
ultimatum.
see the
My grass
paper,
had to
the
be,
evidence,
brung
the
up to
paperwork.
par,
That's crazy.
that you can get seeds,
That's
you can
crazy.
do something, but you got 30
But the
days
judge
to
is
correct
basically
it.
in cahoots
I said,
with the
fine.
attorney
You know, he
who
said,
works
and
for
if
the
it's not
HOA.
done in
That's
30
pretty
days,
much what
you're
it
gonna go
is.
to jail.
Green says she spent the next month correcting the violations.
I sold my van to comply. My mailbox was clean. I bought seeds and watered my grass.
But she missed
10
her
days for
court
grass
date.
is
I was supposed to
crazy.
receive documentation. Nothing was sent to my home, and I reached out to the courthouse several times to try to find out when was my court date.
The judge signed an order holding Green in contempt of court and issued a warrant for her arrest at the HOA attorney's request.
It is pretty extreme. It certainly is, yeah.
We asked Stetson law professor Paul Boudreau what he makes of this case.
But I think it's pretty rare in a civil case for someone to have a contempt order.
Green was pulled over by a sheriff's deputy in late May after picking up her 15-year-old daughter from cheerleading practice.
When I got out, he
He
said,
said
"You know
it's
that
pretty
you got a
extreme.
warrant
Yeah,
for
it's
your
not
arrest."
pretty extreme. It is extreme to throw somebody in jail because their grass is brown and their mailbox has a little bit of mildew on it. It's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, if HOA is out here doing that, I don't want no parts. I'm good. I'll stay far away. Because there's just no way. Like, no one wants to deal with that. And if she get thrown in prison, jail for that, and it makes me so mad that these people have this kind of power over.
A mugshot of you right
Well, people
now.
only have the power you
How does that
give
make you
them,
feel?
to be
Just
honest.
to be put in
And
as
a lot of the
orange
power
glove.
comes from backing, and there's a lot of ignorant ass people who back those HOAs. So they are allowed to get away with that shit. I couldn't relate. I couldn't deal with it. I wouldn't be nowhere near a HOA, and I'm good.
Like that for brown grass at my own home, you know, like that's it's horrible.
David Lair is a Palm Beach attorney who represents homeowners in cases against HOAs. His law partner wrote the best-selling book, bad
And
HOA.
they didn't send her.
Quick to go after her and to use the full force that they are entitled to.
Have you ever heard of it getting to this point where someone actually goes to jail?
I have not seen that. To be clear, the association does not have the power to put you in jail. Certain other events intervened. Certainly, you know, the judge had the right to do it. You know, I think
Pretty rare.
Perhaps, there could be more lenient remedies.
Green's sister-in-law, who is a paralegal, filed a petition 6 days after she was incarcerated, requesting an emergency hearing.
And I went to court, and I had to be shackled from my hands to my feet.
And you're there in civil county court, right?
Yeah,
You're the only one wearing orange, right?
Yeah, the only one.
Green's relatives sent pictures of the yard and other evidence to the judge, a different one than the judge who issued the arrest warrant. Green says an attorney for the HOA opposed her release.
He says, well, it hasn't been resodded. The whole yard needs to be resodded. And she's like, not from those pictures that I see. She's like, no, I want her released immediately.
So you were going to sit in jail while they resided your yard?
Yeah, he wanted me to continue to sit
That they did.
in jail and not come home to my family.
Green was released on the judge's
And he did it on behalf of them, which is no different than them doing it themselves. So it's like they want to use loopholes, and this dude in the video is like smiling and laughing, which is super annoying. Like it's just super annoying that these people think it's funny. You got on a suit and tie and you think that everything you do is just because, you know, you have money and you have people backing you. That's bullying on a larger scale. I don't like that. It's cool. It's not cool. Yeah, it's not cool. And it just makes me mad that these people are like not downplaying it, but that's one thing that I've learned with like people who are like in high society. They try and or they have money and work in certain professions. They try and downplay situations by not giving it the proper emotion and attention that it requires. And I don't like that. They try and downplay. You could tell that they're like downplaying her situation. Oh yeah, well, you know, the judge, he has the right to do that. The judge has the right to throw some. And even if you want to say, okay, well, she missed her court date. Okay, well, she was never sent anything. She didn't receive anything. And it's already weird, because I don't believe in coincidence. It's already weird that the attorney for the HOA went out of his way to get her in trouble, and then he didn't even want her to be let out. He didn't want her to be left out because the grass was still brown. So it's like, I'm in jail, but you want the grass to be fixed. I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. And I wonder if there's more to the story, because I mean, to be honest, before I give my judgment, this is not okay. It's obviously the judge has some type of ties to the HOA. They most likely probably have been paying him, and that's why he was able to do this, because it just doesn't make any sense. I've never heard of it. They're saying rare. It's really rare that happens. It's really weird that happens, that someone is thrown in jail because of their grass, their mailbox, in a van. Once they said the van, well, the fact that they even said the grass, and she has pictures of other people's lawns that are brown, but they're coming after her. And you can just say, okay, well, what's the difference? What's the common denominator? You know, that kind of thing. And I mean, we don't know who's in that HOA. I don't want to really scream racism, but at the same token, it's like, come on. Somebody go get him, man, because I don't like that. That shit is just so weird to me. No comment. But you was so hype and thirsty. And I granted, he is their attorney, so he has to act on their behalf. But this just shows you what people do for money. Ethics and everything go out the window. And that's crazy. That's crazy. But yeah, this is fucked up. I don't even watch the rest of it, because to be honest, it's just like, it's crazy. You know, it's really crazy, like how he got away with that shit. She's just like broken, you could tell. She's broken. It's like, bro, I wouldn't even want to live in that community. I hope that she is able to counter sue, not only for them wasting her time, but for them arresting her. Well, I mean, she was arrested because she missed a court date, so she can't. But she can sue. She should be able to sue the HOA for that. Granted, they do have rules and stuff like that, but that's just extreme. That's really extreme, really, really extreme. But yeah, that's that on that fucked up world we live in, right? But anyway, thanks guys. Bye.